Hey y'all, we're gonna talk very low. I'm gonna try and talk very soft spoken, more soft spoken than anything else. I may go with some outbursts, kind of be normal, but for the most part, be very low spoken, soft spoken. Um, y'all don't mind me. Literally, last night was a whirlwind because I remember I was just, 1 second I'm on Sims, I'm playing Sims and all that stuff, getting my forever saved together with households and all that, going to my next household and getting that set up and things like that. And then next thing I know, I'm drinking while I do it because I was just in the mood for it. And baby, after Dolly Parton passed away, I needed that more than anything. On top of that is my partner and I's 5-year anniversary, and I started getting worried about not being able to do anything today. So it's that type of thing. Um, I also didn't get much sleep. So I literally was like, next thing I know, I'm away from this room. I'm like just probably just in another room for hours on end and ended up like taking a nap there, like taking like a 2, 3 hour nap there and I'm literally running on that amount of sleep. So yeah, it's what it is. Um, I just got done doing some videos to post on TikTok. Follow my TikTok and you can check that out. I also am open. I have my salon open. You can check out my website. I'll put it in the description. I'll put it in the description below, as well as my GoFundMe and my Venmo in case you cannot make it in person, in case you don't have a particular service in mind to schedule with me for. You can also show your support through my GoFundMe and through my Venmo. So then you can show want to see the salon thrive. You want to see me thrive and things like that. Um, been very much like in a whirlwind of emotions because now I also find out that Tim Curry passed away. And I really loved him as Frankenfurter in Rocky Horror Picture Show. My university, we kind of like made fun of it, kind of like mocked it a bit. Um, every Halloween, we would do it every year, every Halloween. And, I would always be a party goer, but I always loved the character of Frankfurter. Like, I always loved Frankfurter. And I always loved Tim Curry. Jesus Christ, why am I mistaking his name? Tim Curry. Losing Tim Curry is like, why? As far as Meatloaf, that's literally, those are the only two that I know that are like gone. But like, yeah, it's like, why, you know? But I mean, I understood as to why it happened, because like he had a stroke that left him paralyzed in a wheelchair. So of course it was gonna be a matter of time. But the day after Dolly Parton, the day after Dolly Parton passes, though, that's like the worst thing ever happened. Like Dolly Parton after Dolly Parton, and then Tim Curry. It's awful. It's awful. It's like you're suddenly like losing people. Like we losing people. It's another reason why I hate August. I hate August. I already hated enough losing my mom in the month of August, which is also the same month as her birthday. So having that constant reminder every year is insane. It's even a month before my birthday, like month before my birthday. So it's even worse for me. Oh. Other news that I'm like so pissed off at, or I'm like so mad about. is y'all know how GTA 6, the trailer is supposed to come out on Netflix tomorrow. And footage is getting leaked. Gameplay's getting leaked. Guess what Rockstar says? Nothing. Like, they literally say a lot of nothing. Now, in my opinion, they need to start doing the process of. I feel like they need to change up the process of video games. Release, like, from making it to releasing it, because they're not even done with the game, but you're putting out trailers for it. And the last two, they've been leaked the day before, and you ended up delaying it. Like, at this point, just hang it up. And this is for two protagonists. This is for two main protagonists. In GTA 5, you only had three. But for you to do this for two protagonists, it's just like hang it up. Hang it up at this point. And I really feel like they need to really use the process of really taking the time to work on the game and finishing it. Like, just finish it. Finish it. And then you can work on trailers. You can work on getting it tested, get it beta tested by gamers privately, so then they can give their feedback. You can work on that feedback along with many other things that you think that could be worked on. And then once the game is released, you can release it. So it's a much smoother process. On top of that, you're able to, get those minor bug fixes that people talk about. You can add new things. You can work on those minor bug fixes that everyone talks about. Like, I really feel like that video game process, it's it's lost. It's lost in that. And I really hate to see that, especially as somebody who's a huge fan of GTA ever since, ever since, honestly, ever since GTA 4. But honestly, going back to GTA San Andreas and loving that, GTA 3, GTA 5 City, episodes from Liberty City, GTA 5, literally, like, I'm excited. I even want to be a voice actress. I want to voice a character in GTA, whether it is a side character, whether it is, background character, an NPC, or even a main protagonist. I really want to be a main protagonist. But, you know, the rate of this game, I don't even know. Like, honestly, I don't know. I just really feel like you just need to hang it up. Hang it up, start it over, go from there. But that's the end of that. Um, y'all, should I do more sim stuff in here? I've been doing a lot on TikTok because everybody loves it on TikTok. Everybody loves it. I put in a um, emergency messy tea that I had encountered while playing with one of my households, and it was crazy, and everybody loved it. Okay, but I'm thinking about doing it. I had a playlist like started. It's still private because I was like, let me compile it all and things like that. But the video talking about kind of like how I wanted to do or what I wanted to do is in there. And then I think the first two households that I talked about is right there. But if you want to know about all the households that I talked about thus far, you can go to my TikTok, which I'll leave in the description as well. Um, I want to talk to also about one more thing. It's mainly for like a therapist to hear about, but if I'm being completely honest, well, it is for a therapist to talk with me about. However, I can't afford it. I can't afford it. It started with one me being let go from a salon that I previously worked at the same time as I worked in my own salon. Um, two, I had my dad's insurance and it was able to cover some of it, but then of course rates would go up, of course policies would change, and it happened with me. So my insurance couldn't take it and I had to pay out of pocket, but at the same time I was out of work. And yeah, it's one of those things where it's like it's one of those jobs where you really feel like you shouldn't have got fired because I got fired. You shouldn't have gotten fired from because you were doing everything everybody else did. On top of that, being overworked, overworking it with no issues. Like I was scheduled for a certain time and I worked well over that. I wasn't supposed to close. Like I would be scheduled to not close, but I would close, but I still did it without complaints. Even though internally I'm thinking this is not right. Why am I working overtime? I'm taking people whose hair is a lot harder to do and takes a lot longer than other people, but it was still taken it was still like taken I was still taking account of from it. I was still getting penalized because of the timing of it. But I have people that have textured hair. I have people that whose hair takes a lot longer. I got people that are late. You gotta count to late clients. And it's like, you know, you can barely keep up trying to keep up with timing and even trying to keep up with timing, making sure everything is properly done and things. And then you got clients lying to your face and everything like that, and just a lot. But this particular salon, I did everything they asked me to do and more. I even had people request me. There were even a couple people who followed me to my own salon because like they love me so much. I had people follow me. You know, yeah, it was like one time, but it was still it was still, I had people follow me. You know, I had people follow me. You know, there are people that, you know, requested me, loved me. I took people when people didn't, when other stylists didn't want to take them. I took them. Like, and I wasn't getting paid overtime or anything from it at all. I didn't take a break. I didn't do anything like that to really take, I was on it, on it. And I still got fired. Still got fired. This is the same job that made me stressed out every single day of the week, even when I wasn't working. And I only worked 3 days out the week at that. When it was the Taylor Swift weekend, I was there all 3 days. I was there the whole time it was happening. You know, I was there the whole time. I would see the same clients come in because they were going to the concert the same days, straight days as that concert, but wanting different looks. I was there. Like, you name it, I did it. And honestly, I understood as both a stylist and a salon owner to make sure that work was done, work was done properly, effectively, all that stuff. And I still get fired. I still stressed out about it. I really feel like somebody was out to get me, that somebody wanted me fired. And they got it, and they're probably rejoicing or rejoiced once I did get fired. You know, it's just a very bad taste in my mouth. Very bad taste in my mouth, and it really shouldn't be. 'Cause why would you do that? You know? Well, regardless, I'm thinking maybe it was a sign. Maybe God was telling me that I should have left sooner or I should have left because like I should have left when I did because if I'm being completely honest, it was stressful to the point where like it kind of felt like I was overworking myself and I'm guessing God was telling me that if I were to continue, I would have ended up like my mom or my grandmother. On top of that, I wouldn't be able to have time to even celebrate my dad and my brother's birthday. This was my dad's 50th and my brother's 21st birthday in Vegas. Like, I would be spending that time working, or um, I wouldn't have been able to be in that short film. I was able to be shown and accepted in the two film festivals. Like, I wouldn't be able to do that. I didn't have the time to do any acting or anything, and I wanted to more than anything. On top of that, like, it was just a lot. And then refer I also, like, think back to when I was at home for Thanksgiving, and I was able to take that weekend off, and, it ended up being, like, even longer. It had been, like, almost a week, and my uncle had pointed out that I looked a lot more refreshed after that point, and I'm like, "Wait a minute, really?" Like, I did not realize how stressful I was or how drained I looked, and that was all from that salon. It was even to a point where I almost wanted to quit being a hairstylist, even though this was a childhood dream of mine. A childhood dream of me, one, owning a salon and being a hairstylist. Like, I wanted after high school, I wanted to go straight to beauty school. That's the one I wanted to do, but my parents were like, "No, do college and then go to beauty school," in which I did. I went to college. I went in for theater. That's when I decided that I want to be an actress and a hairstylist and a writer. And that's what I ended up being. That's what I'm doing right. That's who I am right now. I was also able to get some experience in acting, whether if it's on stage or, in front of the camera, or even voiceover. Like that was literally that gave me the experience I needed. On top of that, working on campus, being able to experience that, being able to experience a global pandemic, still able to keep my job and things like that, but able to be around people that really made the job worth it, worth working, you know? And it really made me think about that. It was like, you know what? It is great that I'm not working there anymore because it would have probably made me end up being like Tim Curry or made me end up being like Dolly Parton, but I still end up broke, that type of thing. So it just things to think about. And honestly, now I might, now at this stage of my life, like I'm looking to be able to do everything that I want to do, even trying out modeling. Like I really want to try out modeling. I've been searching for modeling agencies, modeling jobs. I've done a print commercial for Meyer, so being able to do that and hoping to do much more. I even just got done applying to more jobs that were both acting and modeling. So being able to do that, I even had this like producer role come up on top of being an actor. And I'm like, you know what? Let me put my hands in for producing as well. Because why not? It's creative producing. Might as well. That is something that really could work out. So the possibilities are endless. I'm still very hopeful to being able to be booked and busy, like I promised myself earlier this year too. So, you know. And honestly, I'm gonna do what Dolly Parton always told everybody. Do what you want to do. Be who you want to be. Because nobody can do that. If nobody supports you, you have to support yourself. And that's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna stick with shoot, even John Moxley said something like that. Being like, do what you want to do. If you do something, if you're stuck at a job, like if you literally stuck at a job because you feel like you're supposed to do it, you're not gonna be happy. You're not gonna be happy with it. You're gonna be stuck. If you're married to somebody because you feel like you're supposed to, you're gonna end up divorced and things like that. Like all of this is so like simple, but everybody misses out on that because they feel like they're supposed to do something, you know. And it's really made me think. I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm doing what I want to do. And what I want to do is I want to act. I've already proved and showed that I can do this full time. I want to model. I already proved that I can do it. I want to write screenplays and plays. I already proved that I can do it. You know, it's all of these that I've already proved that I can do. I can do it, you know. I just feel like I just need somebody to really give me a chance to really get me through that door. And I'm gonna push through that door. I'm gonna push through that door. I'm actually gonna kick the door in. So, yeah, watch me. Watch me. But yeah, if you do want to support me, but you're on the fence about it, don't be. Because you're helping somebody who's really taking account to words from icons that did what they literally said to everybody else to do. You know, I literally told about what Dolly Parton said. Baby, everybody loved and worshiped Dolly Parton. You know, she basically said the truth all the time. And literally, she had, I think she even had people that didn't support her. And she still was able to get their support from that, become an icon that she is today. So, I'm gonna do that same thing. I'm gonna do what I want to do because that's what I've always fought for. That's what I always see myself doing. And that's what I'm gonna do. Whether y'all support me or not, I'm still gonna do it. You know, it's very highly encouraged that you support somebody, though. You know, it's very highly encouraged that you support somebody, especially with big ideas and dreams like this that they're trying to make happen. Because you can say you were there when nobody else was. Think about that. Honestly, the first 30 people, the first 30 people that support me through my salon, most importantly, that support me either supporting through my GoFundMe or my Venmo or schedule with me for a service in my salon, you will get a shout out. So think about that. I'll leave it to it. I'll leave it to it.